Port Charles has seen its share of frosty holidays, snow falling outside the Metro Court while inside, old grudges freeze the air far more effectively than winter ever could. But this December 22nd, General Hospital delivers a rare seasonal miracle. Two of the town's most combustible rivals, Ava Jerome and Nina Reeves, finally choose peace over poison. It doesn't come easily. It doesn't come quietly. And it certainly doesn't come without consequences. Yet as the holiday lights glow across the city and carols drift through the Quartermain halls, Ava and Nina's decision to bury the hatchet becomes the emotional fulcrum upon which multiple storylines turn, reshaping alliances, threatening secrets, and setting the stage for a new year that promises anything but calm. This is not a tidy truce wrapped in a bow. It's a hard-won ceasefire born of shared loss, complicated love, and the sobering realization that grudges have a way of costing more than they give. And in true GH fashion, just as Ava and Nina extend olive branches, Port Charles tests them, immediately. The episode opens with Port Charles dressed for the season. Snow dusts the docks. The hospital lobby glimmers with a towering Christmas tree adorned with handmade ornaments from patients and staff. At the Quartermain mansion, Monica's traditions are in full swing, while the Metro Court buzzes with last-minute travelers, tense reunions, and secrets waiting to detonate. Yet beneath the festive surface, emotions run high. Old wounds ache louder during the holidays. Regret echoes more sharply. For Ava and Nina, women who have crossed lines, burned bridges, and loved fiercely, the season brings a reckoning neither expected. For months, their rivalry has been a slow burn punctuated by explosions. Betrayals layered upon misunderstandings, compounded by jealousy and the painful truth that sometimes the past cannot be undone. But December 22nd dares to ask a different question. What if healing doesn't require forgiveness, just honesty? Ava Jerome has survived more than most. She's been villainized, romanticized, feared, and mourned, sometimes all in the same year. Her armor is polished with wit and sharp instincts, but beneath it lies a woman exhausted by perpetual war. This holiday season finds Ava reflective. She visits Kiki's grave earlier in the episode, the winter air biting as memories flood back. It's a quiet, devastating scene. No grand speeches, just Ava kneeling, fingers brushing frost from the headstone, whispering apologies she said 100 times and prayers she barely believes will be heard. Loss has a way of reframing priorities. And for Ava, it becomes impossible to ignore the truth. Carrying hatred into another year feels like another kind of death. Her world is smaller now, more fragile. And Nina, once an enemy, sometimes an ally, always a mirror, has become impossible to dismiss. Nina Reeves has always lived at the intersection of passion and pain. Her mistakes have been catastrophic. Her love, overwhelming. And her guilt, unrelenting. December 22nd finds Nina at a crossroads. She's trying to reclaim stability after months of emotional whiplash, haunted by the choices that cost her trust and nearly everything else. The holidays magnify her isolation. While others plan dinners and gift exchanges, Nina struggles with the knowledge that some doors may never reopen. She pours herself into crimson, attempting to distract from the ache. But even the glossy covers and holiday spreads can't drown out the truth. Nina misses the version of herself she used to be. And she knows Ava, of all people, understands that longing. Their history is complicated by rivalry and resentment, but also by moments of genuine understanding. Nina remembers the times Ava stood beside her when others walked away. And she remembers the times Ava cut her deepest. Forgiveness feels impossible. But so does another year of bitterness. The spark that ignites their truce doesn't come from a grand plan, it comes from coincidence. Ava and Nina cross paths at the Metro Court lounge, each there for separate reasons, neither expecting the other. The tension is immediate. The room seems to still as old instincts flare. A bartender glances nervously between them, ready to intervene. At first, the exchange is clipped. Polite in the way only sworn enemies can be polite. But then Nina mentions the holidays, and the words land heavier than intended. Ava's composure cracks. Just slightly. Enough for Nina to notice. What follows is one of the episode's most compelling scenes, two women circling each other with words sharp enough to wound, until exhaustion forces honesty to the surface. Ava admits she's tired of fighting ghosts. Nina confesses she's afraid she's run out of second chances. There are no apologies at first. Just truth. They move to a quieter corner, the city lights glowing behind them. And there, away from prying eyes, they finally say the things they've swallowed for years. Ava speaks of grief that never fades. Of decisions she can't undo. of the constant battle to be more than the worst thing she's ever done. Nina listens, really listens, in a way few ever have. Then Nina speaks. About shame. About love that went wrong. About how every attempt to fix her mistakes only seemed to make them worse. Ava doesn't interrupt. She understands too well the trap of trying to outrun your own shadow. The turning point comes when Ava admits something unexpected, that her anger at Nina has often been easier than confronting her own regret. Nina, stunned, responds with her own confession, that blaming Ava allowed her to avoid forgiving herself. Silence follows. Heavy. Honest. And then, quietly, Ava offers a ceasefire. Not forgiveness. Not friendship. Just peace. For the holidays. For now. Nina accepts. Their truce is fragile. They both know it. But when Nina extends her hand and Ava takes it, there's a sense of something monumental shifting. They agree to set boundaries. To stop weaponizing the past. To coexist without constant warfare. It's not a clean slate, but it's a start. Unbeknownst to them, their decision sends ripples across Port Charles. Because Ava and Nina aren't just individuals, they are catalysts. Word travels fast. By the time Ava leaves the Metro Court, whispers are already circulating. Carly Spencer is skeptical. She's seen truces crumble before. To her, Nina remains a wild card, and Ava's motives are never simple. Carly warns others not to let their guard down, planting seeds of doubt that threaten the fragile peace before it has time to settle. Sonny, ever observant, senses the shift. He understands alliances born of necessity, and he worries what Ava and Nina united might mean for the delicate balance of power in Port Charles. Willow feels conflicted. Nina's attempts to change have always been complicated by the past. Ava's involvement only heightens her anxiety. She wonders if this truce is genuine, or just another chapter in a long cycle of hurt. The true test of Ava and Nina's truce comes sooner than expected. A holiday charity event brings them together again, this time in public. Cameras flash. Guests gossip. And one careless comment threatens to reopen old wounds. Ava defends Nina. It's subtle. Almost imperceptible. But Nina notices, and it matters. Later, Nina returns the favor when Ava is confronted about her past. She doesn't excuse it. But she reframes it, reminding others that survival often demands choices no one should have to make. The moment doesn't erase history. But it changes the narrative. In a town built on grudges, Ava and Nina choosing peace is radical. Their decision signals a broader thematic shift for General Hospital as the year closes. The idea that healing doesn't require perfection, only courage. That the holidays aren't about pretending everything is fine, but about choosing connection anyway. For Ava, this truce offers relief from the constant battle that has defined her for too long. For Nina, it provides a rare opportunity to rebuild trust without illusion. Together, they become unlikely symbols of resilience. Of course, this is Port Charles. Peace is rarely permanent. Secrets linger. Enemies watch. And the new year looms with challenges that will test even the strongest resolve. But for now, just in time for the holidays, Ava Jerome and Nina Reeves have done the unthinkable. They've stopped fighting. And in doing so, they've reminded everyone in Port Charles that sometimes, the greatest gift isn't forgiveness, it's the choice to move forward. As the episode closes, snow begins to fall outside the Metro Court. Ava and Nina part ways, not as friends, but not as enemies either. Somewhere between the two, a fragile hope flickers.